Hello everyone, I got more of a debut here. I have my MOC that I've created. It has 7,211 pieces, and it's a little bit of my pride and joy. I used 3 different sets to create this one-of-a-kind set, or creation. One was the Rio bricks, which is the one I mostly inspired it, and then you can see the DK Tech Creations and Mold King for the sails. I didn't use many of the Mold King pieces though, but definitely took inspiration from the Rio brick set, modified it, and used the DK just to augment it. And with 3 prefabbed hull pieces, I made the hull longer so that it's a pretty long ship. I mean, it's 47 inches in length, or 120 centimeters. It's 27.5 inches high, or 70 centimeters, and she's 19 centimeters wide, or about 8 inches. Throughout the video I'll be comparing it to the Lego 4195 Queen Anne's Revenge, because that's the only one Lego made. And so, using some of the inspiration that spurred it all after Pirates of the Caribbean, this iconic ship, had to make my own using other parts, pieces, and sets. There is some of my own Lego. I went on Facebook Marketplace, bought some black Lego, so there's a lot of that used on this. But ultimately it is mostly really adapted from that Rio brick set. See this whole back end, that's Rio bricks, and then I just edited some things. There's some gold accents that didn't make sense. On the side there's some rings of gold that just hold up nothing, and I wanted to be more stable. Also, if you build it to the instructions of Rio bricks, you can't take advantage of the modular building that they offer. They have access to get underneath the decks, and if you put the rigging all and tie it all down, you can't actually get access to those bottom decks. So yeah, I don't know. It is a creation, because at what point does it become your own? It's inspired from those sets, but I took and destroyed, what they had and made my own. This is a culmination of 3 sets plus my own Lego. So you can see, looking at the back, I took some inspiration. The DK Tech had the same skulls for the back. The Real bricks did not, so I love that, and put that in on the back and put some bones in on the front. But there's the Lego 4195, and you can see they're lined up end to end. Lens distortion is quite the thing. It looks like the little ship is popped back, but nope, they're directly end to end, lantern end to lantern end, and you can see which one's a lot shorter. It's just so much smaller. The dimensions of the little Lego 4195 is 24.5 inches long, or 63 centimeters. She's 20.5 inches in height, or 52 centimeters, and 5.5 inches in width, or 14 centimeters. I've gotten some comments about these cannons, so you can see how they're built. They're pretty simple. It's just a little 3 wing, I call them wing pieces, and little stud shooters mounted on top of, I don't know, looks like the camera piece Lego used to have. I didn't write down the whole entire part numbers. I just thought, hey, I'd show you how they're made so you can incorporate them. I put a lot of these on the top decks to get the 40 cannons that Edward Teach said he had on his Queen Anne's Revenge. And they fire, so I have firing cannons, unlike some of the new, ships that are coming out with just the display cannons. I wanted real cannons. So now everyone can build their own if you want to. Hopefully that helps someone out there. There we go, picture of them end to end. And there's a top-down view. Gives you a real perspective of the actual length of the 2 ships. And there's the iconic little Lego 4195 from 2011. And it's crazy. If you went to go buy this thing, they're like $500 on average. I know they've been discontinued for a while, but I think that's just insane if you wanted this authentic ship. Versus you could buy all 3 of those sets and still have headroom and build something like this. So, I don't think I would want to pay those crazy prices just for authentic Lego. I think there are ways you could get it cheaper. There's some YouTube videos of guys who have finagled, you know, Bricklink and bought the parts and went through all the hassle. And for anyone who wants to know how big it is compared to the Jackdaw, there's the Jackdaw. The ship is so much bigger than the Jackdaw. My pride and joy. Everyone who comes over will comment and want to look at it and play with it, and it's totally playable. I'm going to go over removing the decks here shortly. Here's the top-down view, so you can still see it's big. So here I took two different camera perspectives, and just to show the removal and the replacement of the different modules. So if you build it completely to the instructions per all the rigging on, you'll lock yourself out of this feature, but if with some creative maneuvering you can make it so it's modular and get access to everything. Some beautiful details in the built bottom of this boat. Like inside there's a little room with the little glasses, you know, all the rum glasses for Blackbeard. He has this little room where, you know, the black pearl is kept. So I think that Rio Bricks did a good job adapting it, but the ship was too short for my liking, and I had to make it longer to accommodate the 40 guns, for 40 plus guns, because Edward Teach ran out of, he stopped counting after 40. So the Queen Anne's Revenge is rumored to have had more than 40 guns. For a 103-foot long slave ship, it's not bad. You had to completely gut out the interior, get rid of certain aspects that, you know, worthless support beams that weren't really, you know, for aesthetics. Or after he did it all, 40 plus guns on kind of a smaller ship. For reference, I think the Black Pearl, she's rumored to have had 30 to 32 guns, depending on what wiki you look at. You have access to get into all the decks here. I'm just showing the bottom decks where you can actually get access to and fire the spring-loaded cannons. So you could do your little broadside battles should you want to, if you build something like this. And if you really want to, I mean, you could build this, just get the Rio Bricks Queen Anne's Revenge and adapt it. I love the inlay of all the little bones, how they made it. It's pretty faithful to the movie. You can go up and see the little captain's quarters, which is really pretty jam-packed with stuff. I mean, here's a pirate trying to talk to Blackbeard. I don't think he's going to be having it. And there's another Blackbeard I created with spare parts and put him in, because I really wanted the real Blackbeard to be at the helm of the ship when it's displayed. But there you can see him. It's hard to get the camera in there, guys, but you can see he's got a full-on map and table and everything. There's his crew. This is such a fun build. I hope anyone else out there likes this. This puts this ship right at the same length as Mold King's Black Pearl number 2. I think that's the biggest ship that's on the market right now. And this is just as big, if not a centimeter or two bigger, maybe? Question mark. But you can take this little piece off right here and get access to the room where the Black Pearl would have been held in the bottle. All the little rum bottles. Trying real hard to get in there with my camera. It's not easy. I'm going to be buying a little endoscope from Amazon so I can get in there just like a minifig would, but I'll take a picture of it soon. There's all the modules removed, and here it is. There's the room. That's what's inside. You can see it if you can remove the modules. Easier to see it with your own eyes than, you know, trying to fit a camera in there for YouTube. Coming up picture is the cloth sails on the side, or the cloth little pieces that hang off the side on the 4195 original. You could do that on the Rio Bricks one. They give you the flaps, but if you do, you lock yourself out of the modularity. So I didn't want to do that. And right here, I added the flames in the front, so he's got the Greek fire, just like in the movie. And there's a front view of my ship. And hopefully, I don't know what you think about it compared to the 4195, which I'll talk about here shortly. I just covered my MOC, and now I'm going to move on to talking about the Lego 2011 4195. There it is. She's so small, but what a cool playset. It had so much features for what it was. I really think that LEGO kind of cheapened out on the cannons. You only get 3 spring-loaded cannons. I added all these along the sides so that she has 8 total cannons in the deck, and my son really enjoyed, you know, putting up for display in his room. Yeah, I really think LEGO, and here's the rebrickable parts list, the official parts list of the entire set. You can see there's only 3 spring-loaded cannons included. At least the Skull's Eye schooner from days of old, it had, you know, little repositioning cannons so it could go from one side to the other instead of you having to remove it and replace it. So I don't really think that was a great aspect that LEGO should have done. But it did come with great minifigures like the little dual molded sword. It's really cool. And yeah, I'll find a little picture of the old school LEGO sets like the Skull's Eye schooner. It had the, you know, you can see it has all the broadside cannons on one side. You can pull them out and they rotated to slide into the other side. Yeah, I think that's more what the ships would have had in the past. They would have pushed from one side to the other because you can't shoot from both sides, really. You don't want to be compromised in a position where you could be broadsided from both sides, but I think LEGO should have given us more cannons. Fill them in! Really good iconic set. It's amazing what they did do when they released it in 2011 to create such fans of the pirate genre and, you know, create inspiration for me for sure. Generation getting into the golden age of piracy and fantasize about that entire theme. Did lock out, you know, the classic LEGO theme. I think that the Pirates of the Caribbean completely replaced it in the LEGO line, but look at all the character it has with the bones and the, you know, the flame skeleton piece in the front. It was such a cool and iconic set. So what does everyone think about this set? Do you have it? Would you think you want to build it bigger? What are you thinking in the future? I'd love to know more in the comments below. Release the Kraken! So in my little story of LEGO, Edward Deach had 3 ships. He had the Adventure, he had the Queen Anne's Revenge, and he had the Revenge. He captained all of them. He actually had 5 ships at his height, but he had those 3 that were definitely known about and named. So he sails off in the Adventure after doing some trades, and is able to trade his way up and get this from the 4195 that started it all. I hope that was a pleasing end to the tale of, I guess, how you go from the smaller ship to the bigger ship. One was the Revenge, and one is the Queen Anne's Revenge. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.